So there was no release handle initially in the car, and I had these release cables just hanging around in that hole. And I kept these pair of pliers around so that I could pull the cables whenever I needed to release the top. These are the parts needed, and the handle is essentially a passenger door handle just mounted upside down. But the critical parts you're going to need are these two bushings and their covering caps. Look for part numbers in the video description. Assembly is pretty straightforward. Just know that there are lower and upper bushings, and the shorter one goes on the bottom of the handle. I'm glad I didn't have to remove the whole panel, and just this piece gave me the access I needed. You can get access to the release cables from inside the top compartment. There's two of them that attach to hinges on both sides of the car. Here's the one on the passenger side, and I had to take it off the hinge so that I could get the slack I needed to work on the release handle. Here's the driver's side, and there's another release cable on the hinge. Although I didn't need to take this one out, I had enough slack as it is. There is, however, an adjuster right over here for the passenger side that I had to twist in order to get the slack I needed. I was now able to pull on the cables far enough to get them installed on the release handle. You have to take your time and play with this until you can get them in there. The trick here is really to pull on the passenger side, which is the one that you have the most slack with, and get it right in the bushing as you can see here. And once you get that one in there, put the covering cap and let the handle sort of hang on. You can now work on the driver's side cable, which is a little bit harder since you have less slack, but just take your time and you can get it in there with the help of some pliers. The release cable is attached. All you gotta do now is mount the release handle to the body. You can now get back on the top compartment and get the release cable back on the hinge on the passenger side. And don't forget to twist on the adjuster on the driver's side as needed. It is recommended that you adjust in such a way that when you're pulling the release handle, you feel both hinges release in sequence. You don't want them releasing at the same time because that'll put a lot more stress on the plastic handle. And you should be able to feel the two different hinges release as you pull on the handle. All we gotta do now is put this little panel piece back on and get the handle cover installed. And there you have it, a brand new release handle installed.